Oh, here we are. I'm not late. It's not 3 minutes over 8, and I definitely wasn't looking at Instagram Reels as just, waiting. Hi, everyone. It's Monday, and that means we are writing today. Yes. Okay. So let's just get this going. I hope all of you has had a great Monday so far. There we are. And I think we go like that, and I think we go like this. And I think I want to start with Bach's Cello Suite number 1 in G major. Okay. I'm having a pretty good Monday myself. So a couple of things before we start. I had first day at an internship today, and which is great. It is a completely different career shift that I'm trying out. So I'm just like gonna be there for a month, figure out if it's something for me. It's landscape gardening. I come from social media marketing. So that's very cool. But it's also like I didn't sleep a lot in, not nervousness, but like excitedness, I guess. So I'm quite tired, and I had to get up at 7. No, I had to meet at 7. I had to get up at 6. But yeah, so I'm a little bit tired right now. We'll see how it goes today. I did have a nap when I got home, but that's all right. So also it probably means because, I have to get up at 6 in the morning tomorrow as well, like a normal human being. It probably means that we'll end at like 10:30 here. So like I'm going to go into stream for like 2.5 hours, I think. Because I don't want to... I need sleep, guys. Hello, Blaze Flame. You can call me Gauntlet Man. I like that. All fours. What are you doing? Well, you won't believe this, Blaze Flame. I'm going to write. But yeah, so like it's probably going to be a short stream today, and then I have a secret project that I'm working on. So because of the whole internship thing and me actually having to do an actual job, I think this might be the only live stream this week, and then I'll see next week if I'll be streaming Monday or Wednesday. But yeah, so just to get that out of the way, are we alone in the universe? Wow, you really blew through all of those weird one-liners, didn't you? Well done. I hope you're doing well, Blaze. How's your space opera coming along? But yeah, that's sort of where we are. I have written a little bit more since last time. Was it Wednesday last week? So yeah, we'll see how far we go. My quest for the day, of course, is to actually have Vespa realize that she understands Lemon. And we'll see if we're going to end chapter 19 today. I highly doubt it, but I really want to get to the part where Vespa realizes that she understands Lemon, because Lemon has actually been talking to her and she has understood what Lemon has said. And it feels a little weird that she hasn't realized it yet. It's been like, this chapter 19 here has been like, what? Started at page 245. And I'm on page 256 now. Flames, that's the most comically sized bottle I've ever seen. Seriously, have you not seen this before? I've been drinking from this bottle since, well, ever since I started streaming. And I've been drinking almost every live stream, I think. But yes, it is actually, it's a normal sized mug. It's just me who's tiny. That used to be my joke, and then I stopped. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful mug. If only Coca-Cola would sponsor me, I would be fine with that. Okay, so why don't we start? Why don't we start here? Where? Why don't we start here? Where? What's his name? Ronean sort of inquires about why Vespa must stop Squire Ronean, which we of course know, but Squire Ronean actually doesn't. Flames says, civilians getting left behind to be bombarded, the classic space opera thing. Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that just wonderful for all the people being left behind? Yeah, cool. I was more asking actually, like, how far are you in your revision, in your drafting? What chapter are you on? Yeah, let's start. So Vespa is walking around lighting the torches. Halfway? Okay, that's pretty good, isn't it? I feel like that's pretty good. I know it's a billion pages long, but halfway is 500 million then. So that's cool. I see, the spirit replied as if going back into his deep thought. It didn't take many moments. Wow, that was already a mistake there. Before the voice appeared again, from nowhere and everywhere in Vespa's mind, more confused than before. I beg your pardon, and then I said I need to find like a Feyen saying for saying I beg your pardon. But yeah, why must you stop the Squire Ronean, and from what? It was my impression that we rather liked the Squire. No answer came immediately. Instead, Vespa had decided to light another torch on the wall, and it took a little while to climb down the shelf, move it to the other torch on the wall. That's a lot of on the wall there. On the wall. Climb back up and wait as even more warm light filled the room. Vespa even kept her silence as she climbed back down once more. She wasn't quite sure why. She wanted to stop Squire Ronean, of course. Of course she did, but thinking about an answer to Ronean's question made her stomach hurt and twist. The result was that she just couldn't find any words to say, not even as she walked back to the spirit's tomb and warhammer in which he resided. The silence was abruptly pierced by loud whistles and tweets from Lemon still atop Vespa's head, telling Ronean everything that had happened since the pair was denied entry to the temple earlier in the day. I see, Ronean said as if he heard and understood every single whistle and screech and wing flap from the little yellow bird. That's not good. Not good at all. Terrible even. The spirit had begun to leave his usual calm demeanor. And the plan of these, did they call themselves drowners? Yes, Vespa had found some words at last. Afaya says they're an old cult. I see. If my memory serves me well, I know of them. You do? You have? You do? Hey, Inko's here. Welcome, dude. Good to have you. So I'm glad. Glad I'm not too late. Well, no, you're definitely not too late. I've just started basically. So welcome. Good to have you here. Vespa even found some excitement now. So you know how to stop them. I'm afraid to disappoint you, Renate apologized. I only know of them from my fellow son, Sire Tristan. He told of this cult and their idea to drown this world in favor of a new and better one. It seems like they finally made their move. If only it would have happened anywhere but here. They don't know what powers are buried deep beneath this black soil. Or if they do, then we are indeed in big trouble. Hey, Saitama Level is in the chat. Hey dude, welcome. What is your book called and what is it about? My book is called Spirit Son. It's a young adult tween fantasy. That's the idea at least. And it is about a little hobbit-like girl. She's a fae folk, even though she doesn't know it. Who wants more than anything in the world to become a paladin. She lives among these paladins, and she learns about a plot to kill the leader, to assassinate the leader, and then she tries to stop it. No one wants to listen to her, so she has to take things into her own hands. And along the way, she finds and spirit binds with a little yellow bird, and together meets a mentor in the form of a spirit. And yeah, together they are about to stop. Well, we're not quite there yet, but we're like at the end of the book, and you know we're gearing up to stop the big bad, the villain of the story. Squire Ronean is he called. But yeah, I think that's probably the best presentation I have had of the book so far. Are you going to type it up? Yes, I am. So I'm still in the process of writing this. I'm just getting ready. So I'm sort of reading the last couple of pages. But I'm still in the process of writing by hand. But once it has been written by hand, I'm going to digitize everything, type it up into the computer, and well, I'm basically on my way to draft number 2 then. Then we are indeed in big trouble. Vespa wanted to ask what Renate was talking about, but she hardly got to open her mouth before he quickly continued. But that was, of course, long before these paladins even existed. Maybe these are new cultists who have dug up a gruesome past and found a way to work it for their own gain. Sire Tristan did mention that his Knight of the Lily had the cult and the Ascians, whatever we're going to call them, almost completely evaporated. And it wouldn't be the first time humans were drawn to power and a promise. That's supposed to be and a promise of a better world. And Renate, I'm sorry, but we don't have the time. Vespa felt a little bad. Felt a little bad about stopping the spirit in the middle of what seemed like 2 of his favorite things, reminiscing about his past and the sharing of knowledge. But the more he spoke, the more she became aware of the fact that she still didn't have a way out of the catacombs. Vespa would have to solve that problem. First, before she could even begin to, and we're off, begin to think about, oops. There's a hair on my ink pen. I think I got it. begin to think about how she would best deal with Squire Ronean. Her stomach twisted again. Stomach twisted. Twisted again. But she tried to ignore it. She tried to ignore it. Ingo says no commentary because I was intently listening. Oh yeah, starting in the middle of the word trick in action, exciting. Yeah, isn't it exciting? That was it went really well this time. There has been times where I was like, what on earth was I going to write there? And then I was just sitting there for 5 minutes thinking back what I wanted to do. But yeah, haven't missed a page by accident by any chance? I don't think so. I am on page 265, and you know, it's pretty easy to go back through them. But I mean, you can always go back in my live streams and check for yourself. You know, wink, 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 nudge, nudge. Here are the other 2 volumes that I've written by hand so far. So that's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. But she tried to ignore it. Shameless plugs for the win. Yes, shameless plugs. I love that. I'm not above using that. I mean, it is my channel and my stream after all. I mean, the left page on the one you're currently writing on. Oh, no, I only write on the right page because I experienced in another notebook, at least. I'm not sure. I think maybe the paper quality here is actually good enough. But I experienced in another notebook that the ink actually went through the paper onto the other side. So I only write on the right side of the notebooks, and then I have this this buffer paper here to make sure that it doesn't go all the way through. Yeah, I only write on one side of the page. Exactly, Inko. Thank you. Yeah. It like I said, it was a. I don't know where that notebook is. But in the notebook, this one, which is of a different quality. This is where I wrote my first 4 short stories. So this is Calamity, but you can see the paper is quite like it really bleeds a lot through. So I just sort of started doing that just to make sure. This is of course a notebook of much higher quality, this one that I'm writing in right now. So it probably wouldn't have been a problem, but whatever, it's fine. Is there another way out? Out of here? Pretty lettering for the T? Yeah, I mean, I'm actually planning on doing that for all of my stories. So you see, I also have. I think I haven't gotten around to do it for my third short story yet. Fly. Hey, no, I have. It's an L. And then danger has a P there. I'm quite happy with them. And I have made room for it here on my prologue. See, it's intended to be better. I don't remember. It's called an illuminated letter, I think. An illuminated initial. But you know, it's just a nice deal of. I don't know. It gives a nice vibe to it, I think. Saitama says try ballpoint pens. They don't leak through the pages. Well, it's a very conscious choice that it is ink, actually, because I like the feel of it, and I think it's just much nicer to write with. And again, the vibes feels great writing with it. So I do have a pretty okay ballpoint pen that I have written something with, but it's just not the same, to be honest. Hey, just liked and sub. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Saitama Level. It's awesome to have you here. Flaysflame, you said something. Well, currently with my brother, and he just threw up on the floor while still asleep. Scaring the hell out of me. What on earth? I hope your brother's okay. Ooh, that doesn't sound fun. Yeah. Let's just have here. So right now I want Vespa to be like, hey, do you want how do we get out? Do you have another exit? Renee should probably say something. I think the only exit was the stairs, and they're gone. And then Vespa is going to try to think of ways she could get up. At which point she will ask Lemon, how did you get down here in the first place? All the way back in chapter 4, I think. Yes, it is. And we're in chapter 19, of course. And then Lemon is going to answer saying she fell down a vent or something in the wall. Which is a callback to this howling wind that keeps sounding. And then Vespa is going to realize, oh my god, I can hear you. I understand what you're saying, Lemon. And that's when, like, whoa, what has happened here? So that's what we wanna get down. Flashlight, he's asleep again, but bloody hell, that scared me so much just because of how unexpected it was. Yeah, I can imagine. He sleep talks, but sleep moving was not in my head for him yet. Sleep throwing up sounds horrible. Hey, Saitama says, I'm working on a story and intertwining some One Punch Man characters into it for tribute and fanfiction reason. Oh, that sounds like fun. Is it a story specifically for like a manga or anime? Or is it just like is it just like a short story you wanna make? Sounds like fun. One Punch Man was like one of the weirdest animes. Like I have such a hard time wrapping my head around like it's a comedy. Because it's an anime as well. So yeah, I liked it though. Those episodes that I watched. But it was so funny, so weird. Is there another way out of here? Should he say I see? He usually starts it with I see, even though he can't. He's a spirit trapped in a warhammer. Let's just go with I see. And I do believe that you are right. The spirit was almost apologetic. The spirit was almost apologetic. I feel like that's spelled wrong. Apologetic. Nope, it looks like it's spelled correctly. Saitama said it's based on a character like Saitama, but she doesn't want people to know how strong she is. Ah, cool. That's fun. And how is it going with it? This story? Have you just started it, or is it like in the middle of it? Finally, sensing the urgency. That had appeared. Whoops. Appeared. Damn it. Appeared. In Vespa's voice. I just got a text. One moment, please. Sorry, I'm just my brother is asking for a password for something. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And it didn't stop. With what he said next. And I am afraid and I'm afraid that I only know of the staircase, the stairs, as a way in or out of these catacombs. Hey, Poet of the Free Verse is here. Welcome, dude. Good to have you in the chat and on the stream. Unless someone added another way. Another entrance after my death. Not after my death, after I was laid here. But I find that quite unlikely. Not unlikely, unlikely. These are not chambers meant for everyone. Oh, he got drunk. This place flame. Oh yeah, so it was something he ate, I guess. Well, something he drank. And Vespa, she knew. Vespa didn't feel need. Oops. Oh my god, sorry. Okay. Didn't feel the need to dig deeper into what the spirit was saying. Spirit was saying, at least not right now. But in the future, she would definitely like to know. She would definitely like to know why the broken stairs seemed to have been stowed away that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Stowed away. Hey, Miss Blogger is here. I hope you're doing well, Miss Blogger. Behind a now broken. That says broken. Everyone can see that. A now broken wall. So there's a little bit of a promise for the next books. If we ever get there, of course, I have to. I just have to. Let's go with that. Just have to finish this first. It's no problem. Oh yeah, Inko, how's it going with the graphic novel? And a series of heavily world-built fantasy novels. I love the idea of both of those things. That's awesome. But that didn't make the spirit's message didn't make what the spirit said any less disheartening. Ingo says, I write and line edit romance on the side as well. Kind of a side hustle. Oh, that's cool. Wait, so you actually do that? Is it the... Oh, you just said kind of a side hustle. So you're a little bit of an editor as well. That's awesome. Ingo says, I had to take a break from drawing for the past few days due to chronic illness flare up. So no new drawing happened. I did get some time to write and really feel out how I want the comic to sprawl. Okay, to sprawl out. Well, you know, it's important to take care of yourself. But damn the body for keeping you back. It's a bit shit. Is it like what's it called? I know a lot of artists have this with the wrist. I don't remember what it's called. Okay, this was not the word that I thought it was. Tenosynovitis. Yeah. Carpal tunnel, thank you. Exactly. It's fun to line edit because you can just be merciless. I mean, you're sort of supposed to be merciless, aren't you, as an editor? Because, you know, you can't really... Well, you can deliver the blows in different way, I guess, but you want to help the writer be producing the best possible result. Honestly, that's one of the things that I find really hard. It is to get like honest and almost brutal feedback, or like constructive feedback, because a lot of my friends and family are like, they're not really into the whole thing. They just think it's cool that I write and they want to encourage it, so they're all positive. And while that's nice, you know, I kind of can't use positives for much, because especially not when I know that I'm beginning, like, right? I need to know stuff to get better. I have one friend who actually does give me constructive criticism, so that's really cool. But yeah, it's been kind of hard to find someone willing to just say, you know, this could probably be better. And then said, yeah, carpal tunnel was the one I thought about. What's that actually called in Danish? Carpal tunnel. Oh, okay. Carpal tunnel. Okay. Ingo says, absolutely. Line editing is also so rewarding. It's fun to help the story be as vibrant and well done as you can. Okay, I can imagine. Yeah, sounds awesome. Did we maybe forget a rope down here as well? Rope down here as well. Did Ronean, when he threw Vespa down here, that was chapter 17, wasn't it? Oh, he actually did throw it down with him. Oh, he's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to take it up with him. Because Lemon has wings. Lemon can fly. Oh my god. As he took the rope. That's an H. As he took the rope. Back up. Okay, so that was a bit of an odd moment. I just realized right now, Lemon is a bird. Lemon could potentially fly. Now, especially now that they understand each other. So, you know, if she had the rope with her, she could ask Lemon to just grab it and... But I guess Lemon is a budgie, so he might not be able to. Lemon can fly, this is true. Lemon is a bird! Realizing that Lemon can fly. I mean, I could... I mean, we sort of could... have the rope be too heavy. I don't think I want to do it yet. But it could be like a small sequence where she finds a rope that was thrown down with her, Vespa, then ask Lemon to... if she could get it up the broken stairs. I don't know how she would even tie it to anything, but whatever. And then because, you know, Lemon is a small bird, so Lemon can't actually fly very far with it. He forgot how to fly after all the crawling around last time. You know, I tested it on other people. And they were all of these... my impression of what happened. It was only you and Flame who were like, oh, she was Spider-Man, she was crawling on the walls. Just saying. I felt very vindicated when people I'm not saying it's well written, but it probably isn't that it needs to be rewritten. I'm fully aware of that, but I felt vindicated when other people understood it the way I intended it. Vespa's heart was pounding. Let's just go with beating faster. Let's go with beating. Speeding faster. As she began searching for anything that could help her, that could help and Lemon get back up. She didn't have high hopes for a rope though. High hopes for a rope or anything of the sort, however. Anything of the sort, however. Anything of the sort, however. She already knew that she had only ever brought one to get down and up. But Vespa also didn't know what else to do. Okay, how do we want to play this? How, oh how? There. There. Must be another way out. Vespa had already Vespa had already searched. Had already made one pass. Let's go with that. I think that makes sense. Made one pass. Of the catacombs with the 5 tombs. Even the other room that she so rarely spent any time in. Any time in. And was well along actually had already, I want to say well along the second pass, but we already have pass up here. Yeah. Okay, that looked terrible. So we probably want to say up here, probably want to say something like already searched the catacombs with the 5 tombs once. Even the other room that she rarely spent any time in, and was well along the second pass. With the torch diligently surveyed could replace the first pass. It definitely could. It definitely could. That's for future me. Surveyed. There we go. Thank you, Inko. Yeah. I'm not gonna fix it right now, but just for future me. moving from side to side in front of her. Happy to help. Happy to have you. Thumbs up. From side to side in front of her. Tears were pressing again. But Vespa held them at bay. With a loud sniffle. She tried her best not to think about what was happening. Or might be happening. At the temple above them. In the temple. She only had to find a way out. Only had to find a way out. Yeah. Let's just... Hey, look at how close we are to the end of page 256. Very nice. I forgot how big that water bottle is. Jump scared. You know, Flame said the exact same thing today. Also today when I first went live. And as I said to him, it's actually just a normal sized mug. I'm just tiny. A normal sized mug with a straw in it. Hobbit Thomas. You know, I would love to be a hobbit. I see myself as a hobbit. Fae folk is my most like is the species of my world that I like the most. I always, if I can, I almost always play like in games. I play like hobbit-like faction or species. I play gnomes almost exclusively in World of Warcraft. It's great. It's just awesome being small, I think. And they were the real heroes of Lord of the Rings, so you know. That's dedication. It's the only way. There's simply no other way. Any luck? Renee tentatively asked. Already knowing the answer. But yeah, I actually had to, like, when I was thinking of species to have in my fantasy world, I always knew I would have a hobbit-like species. And I've been very, very aware of not making them perfect, because like I feel I could very easily jump right into the trap of, you know, oh, I love this species, this race so much, that I just give them almost all exclusively good traits, right? So yeah, I've been super aware of that, and I think I have found some interesting ways of doing that for the world. Not really like, it's mostly something that's, you know, not explicitly stated. Something you have to read between the lines from this book, and also Want, my 4th short story, once that's done. I guess there's a little bit of it into Die a Thousand Times, a short story. I'm not actually sure though. It wasn't the focus of that short story, the culture. But just like, you know, just to have some sort of conflict within the race, within the species. Vespa stopped next to his tomb. Though she once again found it difficult to find the words to answer the spirit. It wasn't that she didn't want to, again, that she didn't want to, again. But the overwhelming amount of feelings amounts of feelings just made it all the more difficult. Just made it all the more difficult. She was frustrated. She was frustrated that she was unable to find a way out. Though she was also still happy about having found and lit the torches. And there was still a part of her that was relieved about the fact that lemon. Hey, page 256, right there. 257, hype. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. 257. There we go. She was also relieved that Lemon was still with her. Whoop whoop, new page Inco, indeed. Let's go. And on the other hand, scared about what Squire Ronean would do if they didn't find a way to stop him. Find a way to stop him. The time pressure didn't help either. This is not my... So I kind of like the... I like the sentiment of that paragraph. Like listing all the different feelings that she has going on. But I'm not sure I like the execution of it. And it is a little bit of a recap paragraph. I'm not sure it's needed. I guess it's okay. Didn't help. Neither on her thought process nor on the tears ready to go whenever she would let them. Ingo says sometimes recap paragraphs can be a good reset or stopping point for readers, especially if the book has longer chapters. And sometimes a recap paragraph can also help synthesize what's next for the writer, at least in my experience. Yeah, well, you might be right. I like the positive way of thinking about it, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I did like the sentiment of that paragraph. I think the execution might be a little off, but that is something for future Thomas to establish. Not establish, but figure out. That future Thomas guy, he's going to have quite the mouthful. All the things that I'm sending his way. I feel bad for him, honestly. All the things he has to deal with. What? What if... Vespa... placed the torch... Vespa placed the torch in her gauntlet hand. And moved her right one to Lemon on top of her head. Signaling her to step up, which she did immediately. When Lemon was down in front. Vespa continued. Continue it. It's just a full stop there. Vespa continued. What if you flew up so we gotta lampshade a little bit. You know, actually, I have thought of the fact that Lemon has wings. Lemon can fly. We can find a reason why Lemon can't grab rope. Hey, Sarah Noel is here. Happy Monday. Finally made it to the stream again. So good to have you, Sarah. Oh, you just missed the new page hype. We're on page 257. I hope you are doing well, Sarah, and you and your writing. But I have been missing the well. Inko has been filling in for you on the new page hype in the chat, so that's always good. Good to have an understudy. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe even competition now. Uh-oh. Flew up to find the rope. Maybe Squire Ronean. Try. You make it upstaged. You know, I think you could work together to create more new page hype. I know. Damn, that would be cool. I know I just said competition, but forget about that. Left it up by the top of the stairs. It was a flimsy idea. Best. But Vespa didn't have anything else. All good fun. Yeah. It's all good fun indeed. I am just feeling very blessed that you guys want to spend some time on my stream. Oh. Lemon, of course, protested. With screeches and loud whistles. First of all, it was pitch black up there. Up by the top of the stairs, top of the stairs. Save for the light now, coming now, emanating. I think I misspelled that. Emanating. Emanate. Yeah, I did. It's only one M. It's not a girl named Emma who's nading. Emanating. From the catacombs. Secondly, the usually so confident Lemon usually so confident Lemon didn't know if she could even lift a rope or part of it. Should she even? No, we already wrote even. Manage to find one. And thirdly, how was she going to secure it? How was she going to secure it so that Vespa could climb up? I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do. Ingo says, alas, I've gotta get back to work. When's the next stream? So usually I stream Monday and Wednesday, but I literally just started an internship today, so that's going to take some time, and I am behind on sleep, so I probably won't stream until Monday next week or Wednesday next week. I'm actually not quite sure, because I also have a secret project that I'm going to reveal next week. I'm going to talk a little bit about it on one of my update videos on Saturday. But yeah, I really need to get that done as well. So I think the next stream is going to be Monday or Wednesday next week. Congrats on the internship. Sounds exciting. Thank you. It's more of a... So I'm really looking for a career change. I was working in social media and marketing. And honestly, with generative AI and all that, it's just a world I can't see myself in. I hate it so very much. So I started an internship as something completely different, which is landscape architect. And so I have this 4 weeks internship just to sort of figure out if it's something that's for me. And so it was quite nice today. It was nice to have something to put on pants in the pants in the morning for, as they say in How I Met Your Mother. But yeah, the short of it is, next stream is going to be either Monday or Wednesday next week at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. I'm not quite sure. It depends on how far I am with the secret project. I'm talking like it's some weirdly crazy secret project. It's something that I want to have like revealed at a time next week. But yeah, I need to actually do it. Thinking about a schedule. All right, see you next week. Best of luck with the internship. Thank you so much, Inko, and thank you so much for dropping by. Have fun with your work. And have very much fun with your graphic novel and your fantasy novels and your side hustle of editing. Those sound much... I don't even know what you do for work, but those sounds much more fun than working. Vespa's eyes watered now. Maybe I should have something like how do you say it? Maybe I should have something like have Afire, her older sister, like talk to Vespa about crying. If you want to be a paladin, you can't keep crying in dangerous situations or something like that earlier. So we get this sort of conflict with, she's still just a little girl. She doesn't know what to do. She always cries. Yeah, that's actually pretty okay, I think. That will sort of add to the character as well. Let's go with idea. Have a fair talk. Talk to Vespa about crying in difficult situations. If she ever wants... That sounds a bit harsh to be a paladin. I mean, it could be... It could be quite early on. We see Vespa crying in like chapter 3 or something. Could be very early. Perhaps right after getting scolded by Sire Brendan. But before hey, Infinity Cute is here. What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. But before she could give in, Lemon had leaned in to press her soft head against Vespa's nose. Trilling to apologize. I actually think that should be a paragraph here. that seemed to help and soothe. Little girl. I'm not quite sure I want to give her that nickname actually, because I already have a short story. I have Danger, where one of the characters is just called the little girl, and I don't want them to be like confused. Do we write online, like on a computer, or just on paper? I write the first draft on paper with an ink pen, and then I digitize it as part of my process onto a computer, where I revise it in different versions. So a little bit of both, but first draft. So all my prep work is actually digital, and then first draft is by hand. So yeah, I have this, for example, this chapter overview here, where I have like, I've plotted out my chapters and what I want to introduce, and the main plot and subplots, and what tension should probably be, just to have like a cohesive story, I guess you could say. So that's of course all done digital. I have my background document where I have like checklists of what I need to do. I haven't updated that in a while. I have my character personas. That's all digital, of course. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mix. Saitama, just out of curiosity, do you use AI at all? No, I do not. I really do not like AI, generative AI. I would actually maybe go so far as to say I despise it. I think there are so many problems ethically with it, the way they have trained the AI models, and it just doesn't feel like me. It's not my work, even if it's just used for like background stuff or sparring partner or whatever. And I want this project, I want my stories to be all me. Glad to hear it, because I hate AI. Thank you. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, no, like I just mentioned, I'm actually looking to do a career change from social media and marketing to hopefully landscape gardening, because of generative AI in that world. That's how much I despise it. But yeah, you will find no AI here besides stupid Google, who forces in like Google searches and such. But I actually started using oh, it's not on this. I actually started using this noai.duckduckgo.com. So DuckDuckGo has their own no AI search engine, and I've started to use that, and it feels so much better. InfinituCute says, I'm gonna put myself out there. Kind of ashamed to say, but while writing my book, I sometimes use AI to edit my book and ask for advice. Don't hate, please. No, I don't hate you. Don't worry. I don't. I can see where you're coming from, because having editors or just finding beta readers or something can be quite time consuming and quite expensive. So I can definitely see where you're coming from, but I'm just so worried, I guess you could say. I'm just so worried that people are like, I'm not saying it's happening to you, but I'm so worried that people are like losing their intelligence to AI. And that's one of the reasons I really don't want to use it myself. Yeah, same honestly. Saitama, have you updated your word count yet? No, I do that by the end of the stream. We'll end the stream by updating the word count. But yeah, so for AI, I recently have this analogy that I think is actually pretty good. I feel like I'm really bad at using like head math, you know, doing math in my head. And I think that's mostly because of calculators, because I always have a calculator with me. So I just gotten used to it doing the work for me. And AI is sort of like large language models, at least, are sort of like a calculator for life, for every decision you can make, and people you can chat to and all that. And I'm just very worried about that. Very worried about that. And also because the calculator is always right, the AI is based on statistic, and 30 to 40% of the times it's wrong, it's hallucinating. So yeah, but I can see people using it as help. I can see people using it as, you know, a quick way of getting recaps of emails and whatnot, and you know, good on them. It's just not for me. But I don't hate them. I'm just worried about people. That's probably my stance on it. Saitama have you heard of the writing technique show don't tell? Do you like it? Depends on what. I know show don't tell is very much manga anime. Like that's the core of it, which I love. But I do think there's like a, you know, there's a balance to it. Like it sometimes as Infinity Cute, it just seems kind of extra. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like it's also a lot about finding your own writing style, what comes naturally to you, and not necessarily try to force something you don't want to do. Actually, let me just have that. About 0.15 on AI calculator. I wonder if I ever get to make these short form videos again, but at least I have the notes if I ever do. Sorry, I cut myself off. It's okay. I don't... Whoa, what on earth did I manage to do there? I don't know. What else to do? Vespa returned the favor. Gently pressing her nose. Against Lemon. mm. Maybe this is a good. This is actually maybe a good place to go into that. Hey Lemon, how did you get down here in the first place? If only a fire was here. If only a fire was here. But I don't know when she will be back. But if she was, she could save us again. Save us again. Just like the very first time. Oh, wow, you guys actually wrote a lot. And I'll try to tell you what depends on. Vindicate said it's not like a dramatic moment and it's just for the reader to gain info. It's kind of unnecessary, but if it is for a dramatic effect, then it might be good. Yeah. I definitely think like show don't tell is really good in like you said, in dramatic moments. You know, where it's about to be a little bit of pace, there needs to be some pace, some tension. Then show don't tell can be really good. But on the other hand, I do think when you have a breather in like your book or for your characters and like that, I think the tell don't show it's not actually a rule, but I think the opposite thing can actually apply quite well. So Thomas has forgotten Song Fantasy. You are the first writer I've seen being able to write straight onto the page without stopping. You're great. Ah, thank you, that. Thank you for that. If you could, why did you name your channel that? Is it my channel name, Forgotten Songs Fantasy? I might be able to answer that just before you go. The next live is going to be Monday next week or Wednesday next week. Depends on how far I am with my secret project. But yeah. Tip: after each dialogue you skip a line. I'm a little bit concerned about, because I'm already using only half the pages basically. So if I also going to skip a line after each dialogue, I might spend more more space than I want to. Okay, bye Vindicate. It was nice having you here. Hope to see you next week. How mysterious, a secret project. Indeed, it is very mysterious. And it's a very fun one as well. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about it in my monthly vlog on Saturday, but of course without spoiling anything. But it is a fun project, I think, that I've been working on for a couple of months now on the side. So you'll hear more about it on Saturday, and then it'll be revealed what it is next week. Yes. Just need to see the calendar. My project is called Single Strike Girl Chronicles. Nice. Is a Single Strike Girl, is that that's a character from One Punch Man? Single strike, one punch. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. Dot, dot, dot. Vespa. Found. As she moved Lemon away just enough to get a good look at her. Get a good look at the yellow bird. Perched on her finger. Perched on her finger. Lemon answered. No, answered. With a confusing whistle. Tweet. Tweet. Oh, okay, no, there isn't a character called that in One Punch Man. I thought you mentioned that you were doing like a fan fiction-ish project. But okay. But I do get it. One Punch Man, Single Strike Girl. That's kind of funny. I really like that actually. So you have a character called Single Strike Girl. Well, so it's like, it's not like actual fan fiction, but like inspired of it, I guess, of One Punch Man or what? How did you end up down here? Vespa had never actually given it much thought. Any thought. Thought until now. As I tell, my project is mainly my own and a tiny bit of fanfiction to make it a bit more interesting. Nice. I like that. That's cool. I mean, I also like the, you know, like you take something you really enjoy, I hope, and then you get inspired by it, and you even like it goes so well with the whole One Punch Man comedy anime manga to do a fan fiction inspired-ish project that's called like Single Strike Girl, because it's so comedic in itself. That's nice. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes left on the stream for today. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Let's see if we can make it to where Vespa realizes she can talk to Lemon. I don't know, it's a bit late in the chapter all that for this to happen. But that's what the first drafts are for, right? Just getting the pros down. I've got a bit of comedy of my main character and Sonic fighting over discount ice cream. Oh wow. Okay, Sonic is in there too. Nice. It sounds weird, but fun. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know there was someone called Sonic in One Punch Man. I thought it was Sonic the Hedgehog, which would have been really, really weird and really fun. Sonic One Punch Man. Yeah, that's definitely not Sonic the Hedgehog. He's Saitama's rival. Oh, I did not know that. Like I said, I watched a little bit of One Punch Man, like 4 or 5 episodes, and I thought it was really funny. It was very weird, but yeah. I don't know why I stopped watching it. I had a little bit of a hard time wrapping my head around the comedy idea of a manga, of an anime. Lemon cocked her head. I just need to make sure. No, AI overview. No, why am I in Google again? No. There. Two cock one's head, and there we go. Yeah, tilting of the head. I guess tilting could also. It's probably better to use tilt. Tilted. Trying to recollect. Just remember, just say remember, dude. Just remember. What had happened? That night. The night before, Vespa had found her injured. Down here. So I think I will I'll put pen to paper and do some more of my project while watching this. Awesome, Saitama. You go. I love to hear that. And if you need, I have a bunch of more live stream bots on the channel. Since I'm not gonna live stream much more today. But yeah. There are hours upon hours of me writing that you might be able to find some inspiration or have on in the background. That's cool. I love to hear that. Then with the help of flapping wings, loud whistles, some screeches, and trills, and tweets and trills, tweets and trills. The little yellow bird, little yellow bird. I don't tend to use then at the beginning of sentence. It sounds like a list. Yeah, I can see. It is a little bit of a list though. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll change it. This is just the first draft. Like I said. And for me, I feel like first drafts are like, they're just there to get your thoughts and story down on paper, and then you can You can correct it afterwards. Correct the grammar, correct the phrasing. But yeah. Sometimes I do. I actually do like to use then. But like you said, maybe it is a little bit of a list, which this is actually. Told a story of escape from a cage. From a tiny cage. Fighting through a storm of rain and lightning. Falling into the years of agony to perfect the book. Oh yeah. I'm really interested to like find out once I have my first draft down how long I'm going to spend on the next drafts and hopefully the end of the book. I actually have no idea. I was hoping that I could get to do it within this year, but I'm not so sure. Though I have spent less time writing these couple of months than I actually wanted to. So it's a little bit of a, I don't know. Maybe I need to change some priorities for maybe a little less videos on the channel, especially now that I might be going into a career change, focus on the book, at least first of all. But I do also have my Brandon Sanderson highlight videos that I want to do. I want too many things in so little time. Falling into thorny bushes and let's just go with a hole. A hole of pitch darkness. Sending her even further down. Until she finally plunked. Word. Onto there was page 257. New page hype. Whoop whoop. New page height, Sarah. Yes, exactly. 258. Here we go. Saitama said nice handwriting. Oh, thank you. I don't think I have nice handwriting. So thank you very much. I think my cursive writing is getting better. That was embarrassingly bad when I first started out. But yeah, considering how I've been writing by hand for 3-4 years now, I feel like my handwriting should be way better than it is. Plunked onto the cold floor. Until Vespa finally found her. Wow. Vespa felt terrible. Actually, Vespa's stomach turned. Stomach stinged. Not because of Squire Ronean this time, but instead because of what her best friend had been through. And especially that Vespa didn't know about it. I think we can do a really nice segue here into Vespa realizing, oh my god, I can understand you. And that'll be like the end of the stream. Also, maybe this needs a bit of a rewrite. Bit of a rewrite. Especially that Vespa. Didn't know about it. I sort of think I know how I want to do this. It's gonna be a little bit funny, I hope. And let's go. I sort of know how I want to do it, but I also have like, okay, this is a really this need to be a really strong moment, so I sort of don't want to mess it up. Yeah, you got this. Just the first draft, so write whatever, lol. I know, Sarah, I know. But still. Okay, why had she never asked about it? Was she really that selfish? She really... But on the other hand, Lemon was a bird. So how could she ever hope to ask her a question or get an answer ... back ... question mark. Sarah says, my writing teacher in middle school once asked the class to write the worst poem we could. We were all stumped on what to write, and she laughed, saying, why are you afraid it would be too good? Oh, that's a nice spin on it. Yeah, I love that. You know, yeah, that's so funny. It is also a little bit like, you know how you usually really it's easier to be creative when you have constraints. As weird as it sounds, but when you have full and total like creative freedom to do whatever you want, you can sort of get stuck in that I can do whatever I want. What do I want? You know, it's a little bit of the same. Worst poem we could. You're afraid it would be too good. Nice. I love that. And honestly, if you set out to do that, you're probably not going to write the worst poem ever. But it's a way of getting people to just write as well. Your middle school teacher sounds awesome. I misspelled answer. I messed up the word answer. Answer back. deep furrows dug their way into Vespa's forehead. As she took a long, hard, and very confused look at the bird on her finger. Lemon tilted her head back. I can you just Vespa's words were missing. Her mind still trying to work out. Her mind still trying to work out if what she had realized was actually true. Realized was actually true. I can understand what you're saying, tweeting. Lemon flapped her wings. A couple of times to accompany the confirmation that Vespa could did indeed know what she was saying. And that it was the same the other way around. It was the same the other way around. I can understand what you're saying. I can understand you. The happiness and excitement. Happiness and excitement. In Vespa's shout. Instantly. Forced any doubt or sadness away. From the situation. The situation. Rain 8. Let's keep doing caps. I can understand what Lemon is saying. Whoa. I see, or rather, I know. The spirit confirmed, but we're going to stop there. End the writing for today. I already spent 15 minutes more than I wanted, because I do have to get up very early tomorrow because of that internship. So I actually need sleep, or I need to at least have a little bit of time to calm down. But we also I did what I said I wanted to. I wanted to get to the point where Vespa finally realizes that she understands Lemon. And we did. And it was great. What's the count now? Let's find out. So, I was smart enough to know yesterday, of a couple of days ago, to stop on the very first line. So we just have 1 page, 2 page, and our master sort of counting. There's 1 page, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 2 pages and 20 lines, which mean 2 pages and 20 lines, which means we're definitely over 95,000 words for today. We are at 95,444 words. Let's go. Which is great until you realize that usually debut novels are supposed to be within 50 to 70,000 words. Whatever, we don't think about that. Whoa, exactly, Sarah. That's the spirit. I'm gonna end up at like 105, 110,000 words. We'll see once we get there, but it's funny. I mean, as much as I'm planning, as much as I consider myself a planner, it is quite funny to also realize like how much of a discovery writer I actually am, chapter to chapter, or like within the chapters. Just kind of cool. So that also means that we need a new goal for next time. Yeah, it's kind of very cool. I really like that. Okay, the progress bar, you need to go over here. Oops, that was a bit too much. There we are. And the jewel, which I apparently put at the wrong place last time. I don't know what happened there. But that looks more right. I believe that yeah, that looks more right. All right, that was it for the live stream today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means everything that you guys are dropping by and chatting. Yeah, have a good night, Sarah. Just please remember to like the stream on YouTube, and maybe even if you're new, maybe even subscribe to me as well. I mean, it would be awesome. Next live stream, as I mentioned, is going to be next week, either Monday or Wednesday. I need to figure out how far I am with the secret project before that, and I also need to catch up on some sleep because I suddenly have to get up early in the morning to go to my internship. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I better have an actual good night now. I hope you guys have a good night as well. Remember, we write our own story. And yeah, bye.